Alright, welcome back to Gbpusd again. So please, if this is your first time of watching my video, come across my video, please, I want you to do me a favor, like and subscribe to this channel. Let's build the community. So without wasting much of our time, so today I just want to briefly share with you what I'm currently looking at on Gbpusd. So first thing I want to do here in the market, once you come to the market, the first thing you want to do here is to first of all clearly know exactly where is the market is trending to. So first thing I want to do here, as I've said earlier, I want to know the direction. So how do we carry out our analysis here is, if you're going at the direction of the market, how do we carry out the analysis? First of all, I want to go to the higher time frame. So most of the time I'll come to the weekly. So in the weekly time frame, I want to be, so now currently now we're on the weekly time frame. So what I want to point out here is, I want to pinpoint exactly where is the market currently trending to and what we should be looking at in the market. So currently now what I can see here is, hold on. Now this is a more like a signal. Now our focus here now this is be our focus now. And what you can see now, this is a market that's pushing to the downside altogether. Now look at that. This is a market that is pushing to this move. This is what the current direction that the market is pushing to is. Now starting from this top here, you can see. Now I don't want to waste much time on this. Like overall, like look at this structure. Let's look at something that is consolidating. Hold on. If I drop out something like this. I don't want to waste much time. Okay. Now what we can observe here, now this market seems like what is consolidating. So what we have here is, we have something like a structure format, a structure of like market is pushing from this high to this low, to this high, back to this high, to this low, this high, this low. What do we expect? We expect price to push to the up. What is the next thing again? Price pushing down. So now what is the current direction? Now what are we seeing now? Currently now the market is pushing to the downside. So what we should be looking for here is, should be looking for opportunity of selling in the market. So this is what we are currently looking at. This is the structure, this bearish structure that's currently looking at. So let me remove this. Hold on. This. Let me remove this. Let me remove this bond. Now, as I've said earlier, the market is pushing to downside. Now, the market will not trade in a linear structure like this. Now, what we trade more often is, we want to look now, since this market is pushing to the downside, it's more like a linear price action here. But now, we can't really trade this price action. We want to gradually scale down to the lower time frame to see how the market is built. Now the structure that we will actually trade, since this market is a downward push, what do we expect from? We expect the market to create a form of low, high, break or structure, create a low, push up, high, low, high, low. So this is a more tradable market structure. So what we can see here, this structure is not looking more tradable. So what we can confirm here, this market is pushing to the downside. We also have to get the direction here. So we are going to look for a more structural pattern that we're going to trade. So in that sense, we have to scale down to the lower time frame. So let's go to the daily time frame. Now coming to the daily time frame, now you can see that this is the high of the weekly range. This was the bearish push that started the kick. This was the push. So we have a high, we have a low. What do we have again? We have this high also, the revert here. So what do we have? Once we have this high, we have a break or structure to the downside. This push drop down the market. We have this break here. Hope we are together. Now, as I've said earlier, this is our current focus. Our focus is on this push. this linear push. Our focus is on this push. Now currently the market is trending to the downside. Since from the weekly time, what we observe now, the market, we have a linear push to the downside. Now we don't trade on the weekly time. From the weekly time, only give us a direction which we should be looking to trade. Now what we expect from the market, we want to gradually scale down to be able to see is a tradable structure. Now what we actually trade in the market is structure like this. Market that is creating structural high and low to the downside. So this is a more tradable structure. So what we are looking for is to gradually scale down to lower time for to see our structure. So we had an high here. We create, this was the high. We had a push, a retracement, a push here. Price stop here about here and push up before we had this massive drop. So we have another we have this high. So this is more like the origin that leads. This is more like the origin that lead to the break or structure to the downside. So once we had a break or structure to the downside, from the look of things, once we had a break or structure to the downside, what do we expect? We expect this market to make a retracement again, make a push, make a significant push, like we expect this market to push up a bit to the level of supply and drop altogether. So this is what I'm actually expecting from the market. So we are expecting the market to push to, I think I have a level of supply here. Last candle before a massive drop. We have a supply zone. Now mind you, we're on the daily time frame. So this is our level of supply. So you can see do again the other tools you can use to if this is allowed. If I let me see, so we should be expecting price to push either to this trend line or most of the time I use the demand level. So next thing, most of the time I use the daily to map out my structure. If possible, I can, if I look for my, if I see an opportunity of a tradable zone there, supply zone, I'll map it out. But the actual time frame I took my entry, I want to take my, is from the 4 hour time. So let's get down to the 4 hour. In this video, I just want to focus on what is currently happening in the market, I don't want to look at past price action. I just want to focus on what is currently happening. So as I've said earlier, this was the high. We have this high, we had this drop, a massive drop. We had a push up, a retracement back to this supply zone, a drop, push, which failed to cause a break or structure before we had this push up. This was the recent high that lead to the break or structure. So this is our level of supply. So also mind you, we have a push here. This was a break, support break. So we have also a second level to observe here at this point. So we need to pay good attention to this level. So these are the two levels we should be paying much attention to. The price can either come here, react, or price can come here and react. So our focus will be on these two zones. So thank you and peace out.